Order. We have a number of very important guests in the audience tonight, so I'm going to get through the first page of our agenda very quickly, and then we will introduce the people we have in the room. We would like to acknowledge that the land we stand upon today is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Neutral Peoples. Can I get a mover and a seconder for confirmation of the agenda, please? Moved by Councillor Wilby, second by Councillor Fisher. That the agenda for the regular meeting of council dated September 23rd, 2025 be adopted as circulated. All those in favor? And motion carries. Is there any disclosure under pecuniary interest for this portion of the meeting? Councillor Dalton.
I will declare for a
Okay, thank you very much for that. If anything else comes up, anybody, please mention it at the time. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the minutes of both the September 9th and September 18th meetings? Councillor Chartrand and Councillor Steffler, that the Council of the Municipality of Huron East approved the following council meeting minutes as circulated. That's the regular meeting of September 9th and the special meeting of September 18th. Any comments or questions on the minutes? All those in favor? And motion carries. We have 6 items on the consent agenda. Items 1 through 6. Is there anything that anybody would like to have pulled or discussed? Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to pull and support 6.4. It speaks to drawing attention to engineers, drainage superintendents to help recognize when tree planting and erosion control projects have been done already and to try to incorporate them in new drainage works. We had an instance come up at Huron County Clean Water when somebody applied for a project to have some trees replanted that he had planted but were removed during the drainage works. So we just want to draw attention to that maybe it could be replaced under the drainage. That's all.
Second by Councillor Chartrand. Any other comments? All those in favor? Councillor Deal, you have one.
6.1 to just to back them up in water with the school closure, the before and after programs. I think they're important for a lot of families right now.
Yes, they are. By the secondary for that. Councillor Morrison. All those in favor? The only other one that I was questioning, and I don't have enough background information to understand it, but that was 6.6, the aerial spraying that they're talking about. I don't know enough about it to say whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. So I have a hard time sticking my nose into somebody else's business when I don't know all the information, unless somebody else here is better educated in it and can explain it to me. Okay. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the consent agenda items we have? Oh, Deputy Mayor.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor. I'd also like to support 6.5.
Oh,
Support for a letter of support for the expansion of natural gas in the rural areas for Huron County Phase 3.
okay. Seconder. Councillor Deal. All those in favor? Motion carries. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the items that we have not pulled from the consent agenda? Moved by Councillor Deal, second by Councillor Morrison. All those in favor? Motion carries. Under number 7, public meetings, hearings, and delegation. The first one is the Seaforth Homecoming Volunteer Recognition. On behalf of the council, it is my honor to reflect on the success of this year's 150th Homecoming celebration. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Seaforth Homecoming Committee. Your tireless dedication, creativity, and meticulous planning truly brought this wonderful event to life. Without your hard work and commitment, this celebration wouldn't have been possible. Thank you for your exceptional efforts in making this homecoming a memorable occasion for all of us. I also want to extend my heartfelt appreciation to our local community organizations. Your unwavering support and generous contributions played a critical role in enriching the fabric of our community. Whether through sponsorship, organizing activities, or offering your facilities, your involvement has made Huron East a better place for everyone. Thank you for your continued partnership and commitment to our community's success. To the volunteers who selflessly gave their time and energy, thank you. Your passion and enthusiasm were the driving forces behind this event's success. From setting up for dinners and entertainment to guiding guests and everything in between. Your efforts did not go unnoticed. We are truly fortunate to have such dedicated individuals who embody the spirit of community service. We acknowledge the collective effort of each and every one of you that makes Huron East the vibrant and welcoming community it is. Thank you once again to the Homecoming Committee, local community organizations, and volunteers. Let's continue to work together to make Huron East a shining example of community spirit and collaboration. If you haven't yet picked up your certificate of recognition, please make your way to the committee room across the hall. Light refreshments are available. A group photo will be arranged shortly on the steps. So at this point, I want to add a little bit more than what the staff had here. My neighbor was one of the volunteers on the homecoming committee. And I think she told me that for 4 nights in a row, she got 5 hours sleep, just because the unfortunate part was there wasn't enough volunteers to do it. And I'm really afraid that we had some burnout. But in fairness, it's going to be another 150 years before we do this again. And I think you could be well rested by then. So don't throw in the towel too quickly. It was really recognized by the entire community of how well that weekend came together. I golf with guys from Goddard, guys from Bayfield, and I remember on Sunday morning and getting there and even talking to other people that aren't in our group of 16 that we golf together. Everybody talked about the fact that, oh yeah, I was to this event, I was to that event. It wasn't people that just came from a long way. It just wasn't people from Seaforth. There was a lot of people from around Huron County that recognized the effort that the committee put in and the programs that you put together and did such a great job and really put Seaforth on the map for that event. So thank you very much for that. At this time, I want to take a little break in the council meeting. Let's go down the front steps because I think it would be a nicer picture if we did it out in front of town hall. And I would really appreciate if we could have all the volunteers or anybody from any of the committees there. And let's do a photo so that we can commemorate this for the next time we put one of these events together. Oh, but that's the only thing you make it. Meeting, we were at 7.2. Cleats for Beats Low Pitch Tournament Committee, and they're asking for a waiver of the refreshment vehicle permit. Is there somebody here to represent?
Yeah.
Welcome.
We're just gonna keep it, I think you guys got a letter from us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just keep it kind of short. I did have something made up here, so. I guess just, I'm Brad Pleasantberry, this is Doug McDonald. We're the co-founders of Cleats for Beats. This tournament just came off of a whim last year. We had a friend that was really, really hurting. He needed some help. So we helped him out. But then we were kind of like, well, let's help him out by helping the community out because he's a giver as well. So we actually donated an AED to the Cromarty Ball Diamond with the help from the Dave Munsey Memorial Fund. So this year we were like, well, we want to do this again. It was a great way to give back. So we were thinking of a different way to do it, but we wanted to keep the AED thing intact. If you look at us, we're not really spring chickens, but we play a lot of baseball, and I think having AEDs in our ballparks is valuable. Like, yeah, it's crazy valuable. So one thing that we wanted to do was raise money, get AEDs into ballparks that don't have them. So I don't know if you know or not, but in Huron East, Russell doesn't have them, Walton doesn't have them, Winthrop doesn't have them. Seaforths are locked up due to vandalism, theft, problems like that. So those ball diamonds all in our municipality, and I do live in Huron East as well. They do not have AEDs in case of an emergency, and we want to stop that. And when we're finished with Huron East, we're moving to other municipalities, and we're gonna just keep filling ballparks with AEDs with the Dave Munsey Memorial Fund. Another little thing that we're doing is we're doing that, but we also want to help give back to the community in other ways. I don't know if you guys have been to the Egmontville Seaforth border there. We put up brand new foul posts at that diamond about a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago. That's about a $2,000 bill that we dropped out of this tournament into that diamond, as well as the Lions diamond. The infield was getting a little rough, very, very dangerous to play on. We put, what was it, about 60 man hours into that, as well as put new additions onto their foul poles. That was also about $2,000. So right then and there, before this tournament's even started, we had $4,000 put into diamonds. We have 3 AEDs, one going into Walton, one going into Winthrop, and one going into the Lions diamond. And then we are putting security boxes at the Lions diamond and the Optimist diamond. So then we're able to use these things without them getting damaged or stolen. So the food truck is coming in. We are running it as our team. We're asking for Seaforth Junior Broomball to come in and help. And with their help, we're donating 100% of the proceeds of what we make back to them. Last year, we were lucky enough to have sponsors sponsored 100% of our meat, 100% of our buns, and a couple other little things for the food. This year, we just learned this week that we lost our bun sponsor and we lost our meat sponsor. So we've got about, I haven't done the exact math yet, but it's about $1,600 to $1,800 that we need to now raise back for that food truck that we lost out on last year. Last year, we made $3,000 for the Seaforth Junior Broomball. We want to double it this year. We've got more teams. We've got 26 teams coming in. That's 400 people coming into Seaforth. Liquor store is going to be busy. Tim Hortons is going to be busy. Gas stations busy. You know, we're making them drive all the way to Winthrop. They're going to need fuel. So, you know, they go in there and they get Gatorade, whatever they need for the day. We're bringing revenue into the municipality. And we're here to ask to drop that. I know it's a measly $200. And I could understand if we were costing the municipality money of $200 in some way that we need to recoup to you guys, but I don't see that it's costing the municipality money. We're actually bringing money in. So that's, yeah.
I do really appreciate the presentation, and you expanded on the information that you would put in the package for council, which is fine. It's great to have more information. Just to respond to a couple of things. When we put the fees on the trucks, it's not that we're trying to make a couple $100. What we always take into consideration is if someone's coming in and able just to park and not ever have to pay anything, they're competing against storefronts that do pay property taxes and things like that. So those are the reasons.
We
Now-
understand that 100%. I put that in the letter as well.
Yeah.
We understand where this fee is coming from. But
No.
we're not just setting up shop and stealing from the
No,
community.
I understand that, and I'm gonna say you basically checked off every box that I would need checked off with your explanation of why it's good to waive this, especially with the fact that you are donating the money back. It's a lot of volunteers working to make this whole thing happen. We just had a presentation here a few minutes ago, wanting to thank volunteers in the community for the work that they do. So I certainly don't have a problem with it, but it's got to be a vote of council. But I do want to turn it over to anybody that has a comment. Councillor Stepler.
Thank you. Great work and continue to do it. I just heard a couple things here. Funds and sponsors and such like that. Is it a food truck or a barbecue?
No, it's a food truck. So we get it from,
The guy,
yeah.
so the guy was Kinman, which I'm a member of,
Okay.
donated our food booth that we have. So it has, like, it's an enclosed trailer with.
Okay,
A deep
we don't
fryer.
need a license for a barbecue, what we do for a food truck. I
Yeah.
was hoping you were gonna say
no, we wouldn't. It's fine. It's fine.
barbecue.
The bonus is that we can do fries and we can do everything out of this food truck and we're out in the elements as well.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then the second thing is the foul pools that you put up for the park, thank you very much, and I know I read the posting. Did we come to the municipality looking for any assistance on that?
that was just something we wanted to do. You know, we don't want to cost anybody else money. We want to bring money in our own way
No,
and put it out.
It's
you know?
a good advantage to us here,
Yeah.
knowing that you we put it all in.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, Seaport Junior Baseball or
Yeah.
youth baseball, they were going to put foul poles in, so they came to us and they were very, very, very happy that they saved that much money. I actually had a guy that fabricated those for us. If we were to buy each one of those brand new, it would have been about $3,000 each. So, yeah, we cut the cost down.
Councillor Sharkman.
Yeah, I just, same thing, it's nice to have somebody come here, we have some people come here expecting money or waivers and not give back. In this particular case, you guys are giving back more than what, you know. I'm all in favor of it, and I would make a motion to waive it.
Do I have a second? Councillor Fisher. Any other comments, questions from members of council? All those in favor? And motion carries. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys, keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Thanks. Our third delegation tonight, Michelle Miller is here from the United Way here in Perth. Recent changes to our regional committees and plans for upcoming campaign. And although I don't see Ryan's name on the report, I think he's here too.
Welcome, members of council, staff, and those in the gallery today. Glad to be here to share a little bit of an update on the work of the United Way in your region. As always, want to express our sincere thanks to everyone here in this room and the community at large for the support of the United Way for what it does. Kudos especially to Councillor Fisher and also to Lisa, who have helped us significantly with some of our work over the last year and a half in the region. We're very grateful for that. As a reminder to everyone, what does United Way do? Very simply, we are at the heart of social issues that we face in this community. Our job is to help the community, to collaborate with the community, governments, social agencies, and businesses in the region to make sure that we're delivering on solving the social issues that we're facing. So whether it's intimate partner violence or mental health, we work in partnerships with many organizations, and there's a lot of great work that happens in the community together. And so I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be at the heart of those important things. Next slide, please. This last year, we were pleased across the region of Perth and Huron to exceed our fundraising targets and raise $2.519 million, the largest amount of money we've ever raised across this region, which is exciting for us. We continue to grow as an organization, and with that, we're able to help more organizations and people across this community. So thank you again for those that donated and helped and supported in volunteer ways. Next slide, please. Just a quick thing, a few things to mention about some of the investments that our organization makes. We are the largest funder of social services next to the government, and so we take our role seriously and as part of our work in the community. And so here in the region, we've supported housing and homelessness projects, including support workers that are helping people experiencing homelessness in partnership with our friends at Huron County and organizations. And so we're grateful for that. Next slide, please. We're also, of course, involved with supporting people in the community who are fleeing violence, women who need support from the women's shelter, and we of course support youth who continue to need support if they're experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness across the community through organizations like Huron Safe Homes for Youth. Next slide. Two examples of other investments we make. We have the Urgent Needs Fund that we work together with social services on. Each year we raise money, and those dollars are given through the 211 system to help people in our community with emergency needs. So if someone is struggling to pay for groceries, or they're looking to fix their car, or whatever the case may be, they can call 211 and they can receive help. And if they are a client of social services, they can also receive support through social services. So this is an added way that we provide support to people in their emergency need across the region. Next slide, please. We've been involved in supporting free tax clinics across the region, taking over for some of the work that volunteers used to do, but are unable to continue to do. And so United Way stepped in to make sure that free tax clinics could continue to be provided in partnership with hundreds of volunteers across the region. So whether they're setting up in libraries or other places across the region, we're really grateful to provide some administrative support to make that happen. Next slide, please. We, of course, as part of our work, do research and invite you to head to our website at any point in time, look at the reports that are there. We are releasing a report in November on the LGBTQ+ community, and it will help the community understand some of the needs and challenges that are faced. And there'll be recommendations, of course, about how we can improve services and work collaboratively around that. More recently, because this region does not have a not-for-profit housing provider focused on rental housing, we have launched a new organization that is building not-for-profit housing, and there's lots more to come as that continues to evolve, but it's a great organization that we got off the ground, meeting a need in partnership with many people, including local government on projects. So we're grateful for that. Next slide, please. Of course, members of this community helped us raise money for housing and homelessness issues last year. We walked actually from the steps of here at this location in winter, and many people came out to help raise money for organizations that are doing a lot to help end homelessness in this community. We know that it is, in fact, in every one of our communities. It is happening here in Seaforth. It's happening across your region. And so we need to bring support wherever we can to those in need. Next slide, please. Finally, we just want to say thank you to the community. We're here, we're united for good. And we want to bring to attention our efforts to continue to support the community going forward. Councillor Fisher was involved, and Lisa was involved with the community committee that was raising money this last year to try to bring a new service to this region. And I'll quickly mention that although we weren't successful raising enough money for that initiative in 2025, we do hope in the future that we can bring that initiative to the region as we continue to raise more money overall. And we restructured our volunteer committees a little bit. So we now have 3 community committees in Huron County. One is called Mid-Huron, which you're a part of, along with our friends in Clinton and Goderich, along the way up Highway 8. And then we have Southern Huron and Northern Huron. It was a way for us to make a better use of our support system that we have through our staff team, and Michelle is taking the lead on supporting that group going forward. So we still invite people from Huron East to participate in that community committee, and I think some are, and we hope that in the future we can continue to grow services in the region. So with that, we say thank you. We're just here to say thank you mostly tonight, and grateful for the support they've received from the community. Your worship.
Michelle, very good report.
Your permission.
Absolutely. I did just have one question, just with the 211. So does the United Way support that, or you're just getting that information out to the public so that they're aware of this?
Yes, United Way does support 211. So 211 is actually an international service. So all across North America, United Way has collaborated to create 24-hour, 7-day a week access to social services hotline essentially. And so you can call day or night and you can get help in 144 different languages. And we support the work here in Ontario. There are 4 call centers in Ontario. The one that we work directly with is in Collingwood. And so when people call, they're actually speaking to somebody in Collingwood, not outside of Canada, and they get support. Our job in our office as part of the system is to make sure that we have all the database updated of all the social services in the region. So one of my staff members takes care of that part of thing. And 211 is an important system. And we, of course, part of the funds that we raise in the community go to make sure that that system is available for everyone each and every day.
Okay, great. Any questions from council this time?
Thank you.
Ryan, Michelle, thank you very much for your presentation and for what you do for the community.
Welcome. Have a good night.
Do we need Shady for this one? We've already got the report, so, okay. So under 8.1, report C06-2025 Sunset Springs Farm change of condition. So the change of condition is a different name and it was explained in the report. Does anybody have any questions on this? Seeing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to approve it? Moved by Councillor Morrison, second by Councillor Wilby, that the Council of the Municipality of Huron East acknowledge the report of Huron County Planner Shay Stone dated September 23rd, 2025, and has no objection to the change of condition on consent application C06 of 2025. All those in favor? And motion carries. 9.1 budget timeline. So there was a report in there explaining different methods, options. I personally don't have something that I've got planned or going. This was just supplied by staff of what the options are at this point. And in fairness, I don't know anything about the budget. The council doesn't know about the budget right now. At some point, and I always have in the past every year, sat down with the CAO and or the treasurer and got a little bit of an update before council did, which I'm assuming is going to be the same thing that happens this year. These are just possible options. And I'm going to say at this point, we're not deciding anything. We're just informing council of what the options are. Correct. Okay. Can I get a mover and a seconder just to accept the report? Moved by Councillor Dalton, second by Councillor Fisher, that the Council of the Municipality of Huron East proceed with, now this does say to pick an option, but I didn't have.
If there's a strong preference, we could pick an option. It's just delaying, adding a couple more dates between the two options.
If council has a preference that they can put it forward, I personally don't want to pick an option until I even had a chance to look at what the potential budget is. That's my preference, but go ahead, Councillor Steffler.
Yeah, I trust the staff. You know, their timelines, their expectations, if we're having a workshop either way, you know, it's just their comfort level and department heads, if it gives them enough time. And that's all I would.
Councillor Sharp.
I was gonna ask, which staff's preference? I mean, they deal with it.
Okay.
The way we've done it in the past, to me, it works well. As the mayor said, we go through the information, have our little workshop, our separate meeting on budget to go through the line item.
Go ahead, Denise.
Yeah, if I could just make one comment, and staff doesn't really have a preference, it's just if Mayor McClellan's budget comes forward before February 1st, we have to follow these timelines. So whether we do some workshops ahead of time, get everyone's input, if it's presented before February 1st, we have to follow that 30 days after the presentation and then the 10 days for the mayor's veto power. So ideally, it would be nice if we had some direction, but ultimately the goal is that with those budget workshops ahead of time, that input is taken into consideration prior to Mayor McClellan presenting it forward as his official budget.
Go ahead, Councillor Sharp.
So if we go past that, so we just do our budget the same way we've always done in the past.
If it officially comes forward after
Right.
February first, both of these timelines are presenting it prior to the February first. But that is an option. If it's presented after February first, then it would done through deliberations and
Right.
resolutions and all that.
I personally have a problem with the budget that you're a third of the way through the year before you present it. That's not the way budgets are supposed to be done. I do understand the one reason that it's always been well, there's two reasons it's always been beneficial in the past. One, you might have had a better idea of any funds that were left over from the previous year to put forward. So that was always a benefit. And the second thing is that although budgets are pretty important, you can't stop doing your day-to-day work just to only work on a budget. The goal has always been to try and speed up the process. I think every administration has wanted to do it earlier and earlier. I personally always like if we get ours done before the county does theirs, because I want us to pass ours for our reasons and not based on something the county is doing. Because I guarantee you, no matter what we do with ours, they're not changing theirs. Anyways, unless someone has a desire to pick one, I'm gonna say, we almost just, table the motion at the moment, accept it for information, and let's see how the timelines come out. Because I don't even know at this time right now, what stage the staff are at, nor have I tried to sit down and have any conversations with Deputy Mayor.
I'm just going to ask through you to Denise. So Denise, the February first date really doesn't mean a whole lot. Like it can either be passed before that or after that.
So it's just when Mayor McClellan would officially present the budget. If it's before February first, we would not actually pass it. We would follow the timelines of the 30 days for council amendments, 10 days for the mayor to veto those, and then it's just assumed adopted. There's no official passing or budget bylaw.
Okay, that's what I was getting at there.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you mentioned that before. Just want clarification. Thank you.
So I guess the downside for the mayor is if I do call it my budget and things don't go well, I'm the guy on the hook. In the past, I could always say it was council's decision. Councilor Chartrand.
Well, then I'll make the motion that we just accept this at this point in time for information.
I'm fine with that. And second by Councilor Deal. All those in favor? And motion carries. This was asked by Councilor Chartrand. Good bit of information in there. Some of the numbers were quite surprising, actually. The debenture summary, it was for information purposes only. Is there any comments from members of council or questions? Councilor Chartrand.
Yeah, when you do the math, it is surprising, like the 5, I'll say, non-internal debentures. And you add the one internal one, it's well over $3 million that we got outstanding right now. 3,316,000, matter of fact. What the other part that got me, that has an effect on our budget, is the fact that we have to pay almost $400,000 each year in payments for those debentures. So it's, I know that we're allowed to debenture a lot more than what we can, but it's a matter of how much can you handle. So it was a good report. Thank you for doing that, because I think it opened up all of our eyes as to what debentures they are, what the payments are, what's left of each debenture. So good report. Thank you for doing that.
Any other comments or questions? Motion to receive the report. Moved by Councilor Chartrand, second by Deputy Mayor. All those in favor? Motion carries. Addition of the annual fee for refreshment vehicles. So staff have made the changes to the bylaw that was discussed by council. They've set the rate at $500 with the understanding that if in the first year, if we're not happy with how this works out, council can change this bylaw anytime they choose to. But that was kind of the nods around the room of the figure to go with. Council have brought the bylaw back. Comments or questions at this time? Councillor Fisher.
Still am adamantly opposed to the $500 mark, Mr. Mayor, and when we have the vote, I would ask for a recorded vote.
Any other
And there
comments?
was, sorry, there wasn't anything in there about, BIA, minimum. If the person sets up in the designated BIA area.
You're right, and it was discussed. I don't think that would fall under this bylaw. Is there a separate bylaw that talks about the funding that has to be paid to the
It would
BIA?
likely be in the tax rate or the BIA. Like there's the BIA tax rates.
So it's a given that if somebody sets up in the designated area, they pay.
For Denise has her hand up.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, if I could comment, that BIA tax rate was based on assessment,
Yeah,
so there would be no assessment, there'd be no assessed value of that.
good point. I forgot that.
Can't do it.
Any other comments or
Another
questions?
thorn, okay.
Okay, Councillor Fisher has asked for a recorded vote, so that is an automatic. Are you moving it also, Councillor Fisher?
Sure.
Okay, is there a seconder? Councillor Chartrand? Recorded vote has been requested. I will turn this over to the clerk to conduct.
We have that read.
Can we have it read again? Absolutely. That the council of the municipality of Huron East approve the addition of an annual fee in the amount of $500 for refreshment vehicles on Schedule A, General Government and Administration of the Fees and Charges by Law 2 of 2025.
Councillor Fisher, your vote.
Oh,
Deputy Mayor,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes.
Councillor Dalton,
Yes.
Councillor Deal,
Yes.
Councillor Wilby,
Yes.
no, I'm absent. Councillor Steffler,
Yes.
Councillor Morrison,
Yes.
Councillor McGrath,
no.
Councillor Chartrand.
Yes.
8 yes, 2 no.
Motion carries.
Question.
Go ahead, Councillor Chartrand.
Okay, so we did have that delegation there last week requested, yes,
Yes.
so we have to communicate with them.
He's already been notified. The council's decision in the meeting was to look into adding that fee. So he's already been notified of that after the last meeting. Yeah, we did after the last meeting.
Okay, great, thanks.
I have nothing listed under correspondence or unfinished business. I go down to council reports, so I turn it over to the deputy mayor.
Oh, you figured it, Mayor. So our last town meeting was on September 17th. That's day 2 at the county. We picked up some statistics again. I always find interesting that for EMS, the ambulance stations, both in Tucker Smith and Johnson. In July, for instance, for Tucker Smith, there were 67 calls for service, and in August there was 81. Russell said 29 in July and 24 in August. In both of these stations, code 3 and 4 being the most needed. Code 3 is prompt and code 4 is urgent. Imrad from the Public Services or Public Works, I should say, reported that many of our road projects are either finished or in the latter stages of, and preparation for winter has started. Talking to Justin before our council meeting, what they're working on as for winter road closure notifications, the department is working on that to be displayed on the county website and also in municipal 511. Justin is liking that, what he's heard. I hope to get a little bit more information and clarification on that. So, Councilor Deal had mentioned this in our consent agenda about the childcare. We provided some startup funds for childcare childcare here in both Exeter and Blythe. We have some potential money, I think. Is that not it? And
I think it was federal.
yes, and it's for startup, not to support ongoing, right?
Correct. So the 300,000 was for to start more bed locations, which Councillor Deal, as you had referred to earlier tonight, supporting the letter from Blue Water. This is to help counteract that a little bit. And sorry to jump in, Deputy Mayor, but the only question that I was really concerned about is that because we have a municipal daycare, and the fact that the province always puts money towards, and there's always a bit of a top up at the end of the year, whether it's for some construction needs or topping up some salaries or whatever. I just wanted to make sure that although the 300,000 is important and the positions are important, that Huron East would not be losing the funding from the province for that, and we were assured that we would not.
Thank you. So moving forward on so our paramedicine program that right now that the ambulance attendants provide is now permanent funding moving forward. However, the funding at this point is still static, and that will be under pressure from inflation moving forward. So that's something we're going to have to keep working on, trying to inch that funding upwards. But anyway, it was good to see that it is a permanent picture. The Huron Business Center presented a report on Summer Company 2025. This is a program that supports students for the summer as they get coaching for startup business for the summer. This is made possible through a partnership with McBain Foundation. There was 8 students from throughout Huron County that took part in this. Caden Wilson from Huron East actually started up a business called Clean and Cut Property Care. So there was a write-up on him. Michael Bloomhagen give us an update on our budget, noting that we will have some pressures on our levy after the heavy winter that we've had. Administration had negotiated purchases and leases for the land required for the upcoming project, the roundabout at the airport line, Highway 83. I think that's everything going on. Any questions? I can answer them or get information for you.
Councillor Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Deputy Mayor, your comment about the pyramid, the house calls, is that 100% funded by the province or is it 50-50?
No, I think that's,
I think that one's a higher.
I think it is, Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I
Good.
think
Thank you.
close to 3,000 patients on roster right now that they're attending to. So it's a well-used program.
Yeah, it's a great plan.
Yeah. So it's just, that's what Michael had, Jeff Forsberg pointed out, that moving forward, inflation is going to affect that, and we might have to dip into the levy unless the province keeps up to
And there'll be more and more demand too.
Oh, for sure.
Actually, the demand is expanding in another fashion also, Councillor Fisher, is that I think everybody's been aware of the fact that when there's been homeless and mental health issues, it's mostly relied on the OPP to do those first addresses, which technically doesn't affect the county much, but it does affect all the lower tiers because we're the ones paying the OPP costs. This stagnant funding that is now there is, and if I understand correctly, and I may need the deputy mayor to confirm this, but they had talked about the fact that the EMS will be getting calls for the homelessness and mental health issues going forward. I had a concern about the fact that are the EMS people properly trained, because that seems to be a step over and above what we've dealt with in the past, but we were told that they have been given de-escalation training for starters. And if I recall the response, Deputy Mayor, did they not say that there was going to be someone with the EMS that has been trained in those mental health issue situations?
That's what I understood as well. So
I think what it came down to is the paramedicine program ended up being such a huge success that the province realized that for the bit of money that they have to put into that program, they were saving so much money at the hospitals. And now that they've expanded to this program, that more and more people want to stay in their homes as long as they possibly can. They feel more comfortable about not making that change later on in life. And it's saving the province a pile of money at your seniors' homes. So it appears to be what society wants and a cost saving. So it looks like it's good all the way around at this point.
yeah, I think it helps relieve pressure at the emergency room as well, because they can do that and stay in their comfort of their own home, that stuff. So,
Absolutely. Okay. Are there any other council member reports? Councillor Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I attended the immigration or new people to Huron East at the library last week.
Yes.
32 people in attendance. Unfortunately, the majority were groups, telling 6 or 8 newbies about what we did and where to get things, but it was pretty convivial. I think the new people were impressed with what was available in Huron East. I'd be interested to hear what the Brussels one was like. Yeah. And it's a good program the library is doing and will continue to do, hopefully going forward.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I attended the one in Brussels as well, along with Councillor Morrison Newell and Director of Economic Development, Fairland. Very good turnout that night as well. I think maybe just about 30 people. Yeah. I don't think there's quite as many. Yeah. But no, I think there was a couple there from was it South Africa to Brussels recently. So maybe a half dozen or so families over the year anyway. So, but yeah, very good. There was lots of information around. Certainly they know what we're doing there. Everybody seemed to speak highly of the area, so they do. The Lions were there, Women's Institute, the Leos were there, the Fair Board, just to name a few. So yeah, it was a very good night and well attended.
Just one comment, Councillor Fisher. That's one of the few situations where I think we're better off when we've got more presenters than people accepting the service, because I'd hate for it to be the other way around and you had 24 people that were newcomers, but you only had 6 or 8 people that were talking about the community. But it's not that anybody's there selling to the new people. They're just there explaining all of the different services and things that we've got. So I think that's the one time where we are better off having more salespeople than purchasers, really, I guess is what it comes down to. At least that's the way I took it from the one that I went to last year, or I went to both of them last year, I guess, but I thought that was good. Any other council member reports? Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to know, we had our Maitland Valley Conservation Authority meeting right? And our general manager, Phil Beard, has notified the board that he intends on retiring July 3rd, 2026, after it's 46 years of work with the authority.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Got to give him that.
So at least he's given us a good runway there to work towards his retirement.
Okay. Any other reports from members of council this time? Okay, I do have one. The Personnel Committee met on September 23rd, 2025 to review the cost of living adjustment for the 2026 and is recommending that Council of the Municipality of Huron East apply an adjustment of 1.9% to staff wages for the 2026 year. Comments or questions of council? And just to confirm that the 1.9% was both the Ontario and the Canadian same amount for both of those reports in August, which is what our bylaw states as the time frame or policy. So no questions. Can I get a mover and a seconder to accept? Moved by Councillor Stepler, second by Councillor Deal. All those in favor? And motion carries. Okay, are there any requests by members at this time? Seeing none, are there any notice of motions? Any announcements? Councillor Chartrain.
As just a reminder to everybody, this following Sunday coming up is the Cider Fest at the Van Eyck House, which is always pretty well attended. There's, I think, 35 vendors that signed up. Of course, food and all that, so this Sunday.
Is there any other business? We are down to bylaws. You know, get a mover and a seconder for bylaw 7, moved by Deputy Mayor, second by Councillor Wilby. That a bylaw to amend Schedule A fees for general government and administration of bylaw 2 of 2025. And that be it hereby resolved that bylaws. Nope, that's. Am I reading wrong? This is just to introduce.
Yeah, sorry, that was just the title of the bylaw, it looks like.
So, oh,
That's the fees and charges.
okay. So that it hereby resolved that bylaw 70 of 2025, a bylaw to amend Schedule A fees for general government and administration of bylaw 2 of 2025 be given first, second, third, and final readings and signed by the mayor and the clerk, and the seal of the corporation be affixed thereto. All those in favor? Motion carries. Mover and a seconder for bylaw 71. Moved by Councillor Deal, seconded by Councillor Morrison, that be it hereby resolved that bylaw 71, a bylaw to amend bylaw 16 of 2024, being a bylaw to license, regulate, and govern refreshment vehicles, be given first, second, third, and final readings and signed by the mayor and the clerk, and the seal of the corporation be affixed thereto. All those in favor? And motion carries. Mover and a seconder for bylaw 72, Councillor Chartrand, Councillor Steffler, that be it hereby resolved that bylaw 72, a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council, be given first, second, third, and final readings, signed by the mayor and the clerk, and the seal of the corporation be affixed thereto. All those in favor? And motion carries. And a motion to adjourn, Councillor Fisher. And Councillor Deal, at the time now being 6:54 PM. The regular meeting to now adjourn until October 7th, 2025 at 6 PM. All those in favor?